So Brandon, let's go over to you, my boy.
Let's go.
You've been a manager before, and you've had to work your way up the ranks, right? And for example, you were studying managerial sciences, so you would probably do something like what Brandon would have done, right?
That's what I wanted to do.
Okay, so but Brandon, you didn't necessarily get a managerial science degree. So how did you get there, man? How was the process? When did you start to become a manager? Because you weren't assistant. You were at one point an assistant manager, but you were also became a full-time manager, right? Different places.
So a couple of different places. So I do want to say, you know, a lot of times people think, hey, you have to get a certain degree and then stay at a certain job for X amount of time. But I'm here to say you don't.
You don't. Here we go. Let's go. Talk to me.
So basically, I took my path was definitely a little bit kind of all over the place, but it kind of made sense to where I'm at now.
Right.
So I went to Kennesaw State, and originally I was going to be a teacher. I love to teach. At the time, I was working at a restaurant, Papa Dough Seafood Kitchen.
Yeah, I love Papa Dough. But shout out to Papa Dough because I love Papa Dough, man.
Good food. Now, I was serving there like on the weekends, just kind of trying to get through school and whatnot, and then I got offered a management role. And at the time, they were paying really well. I was like 21 years old. I was like, why not? Let's see where this goes. So I graduated and didn't pursue teaching. Kept right into management. And then a couple years later, I was like, restaurants, they're cool, but it takes a lot of your time.
Yeah.
Weekends, nights. Kind of hard to have a good lifestyle there. So I went and became a manager at Enterprise Rent-A-Car. So I went through the management program there. A couple years later, kind of went through the ranks. I was a trainee, then assistant manager, then I became a branch manager. So I did that for a while. But I'm a competitive guy. I like to keep going. So then I got an opportunity to be a service manager at a company called Cintas. And at that company, I was over a team of about 10 people. I had about 2,000 different accounts I was in charge of.
Wow.
And then kind of went from there. Now, recently, I changed it up again. So now I'm in roofing, and I'm a sales guy now. So two things I never thought I was going to do.
Yeah.
I never thought I was going to be in sales. I never thought I was going to be in roofing. But honestly, like, it's the best job ever, and I really love what I do now. But that all being said, my path wasn't perfect, but I just kept, one foot in front of the other.
Yeah.
And then I found something to where I love to do it now, and I see myself doing it for a very long time. So
awesome, man. Like, life takes you just zigzag,
crazy,
bro. You know what I'm saying?
10 years ago, I would have told you a whole different story. But that's not life, and you just got to keep rolling.
So two things. Well, first of all, I gotta tell you, I think I told you this before. I started working at Papa Dough, but
Oh, I remember that.
You remember
that?
that?
I remember that, yeah.
I was 19 when I started working at the one on Jimmy Carter.
Okay, that's like the busiest one, or one of the busiest.
Man,
Yeah.
but listen, bro, they wanted me to learn like a stack of freaking foods, and I'm like, dude, like I think it was like 350 different like things on the menu.
He did that.
Dude, it was
I'm sure, and
Yeah.
this is where I'm going. I'm like, how, Sway? Because that was so hard, dude.
Yeah.
That was wild.
It's not for the weak.
It's not for the weak. I was definitely weak.
I almost didn't make it there either. So I started working there as a server like in the middle of like midterms during college.
School.
So I had to study for like 4 or 5 exams, and that menu by itself was its own exam. And so I'm like, Lord, help me.
Serious though, man.
And so then I told my boss, I'm like, hey man, I don't know if I can do this right now. I might have to postpone this. He was like, dude, just get it. This will work with you. Just get it done. And I just pushed through, and I learned it. So
Man, dude, I remember I was doing the right things. I was serving and stuff. I was learning like the whole shenanigan. And then I remember like maybe like a week before they're like, yeah, make sure you keep studying your cards because we're gonna test you, and if you don't know, then gotta have to let you go. So I go in and, I forget to learn the cards. I go in and, one of the ladies that was training me, she tested me and I was like, yo, I don't know all of this. Like, I don't know. She gave me the talk and eventually she was like, all right, you have till tomorrow to learn all of this. And I was like, all right, I got you. Dude, I got halfway and I was like, I can't no more.
You quit?
No way. I was like, I can't no more. I didn't quit. I got let go. There's a difference. Because I tried towards the last day. And it was like 250. I think I got into like between. I don't remember how much it was, but I got in between. And she was testing me, I was going, but eventually I was like, yeah, I don't know. And she was like, all right, well, we're gonna have to let you go. And I was like, damn. And I was
Good job,
excited because I
Carlos.
knew how much money they made, like the servers. And eventually that's how I got into painting, because then I started working for my stepdad.
So you never served again.
I never. That was the last time.
I always talk about how I feel like I missed out on being able to serve at a restaurant. I was a hostess.
Okay.
But I feel like restaurants, they build character. Like
Oh, man.
they make you, if you haven't worked at a restaurant, then you need to stop what you're doing and go.
Yeah, at
you
least
probably need to recheck your character.
You'll get your character. You'll definitely have some because of customers, man.
Yeah.
Customers
Hard
are
work, man.
Huh?
It's hard work. You got to do a million different things at one time. Put fires out. Make sure your customers are happy. So I mean,
Yeah.
it definitely teaches you a lot.
I feel like that maybe that kind of even prepared you to the managing role too. Like,
Dude,
you know,
I graduated college because I was like, I'm done with restaurants. So I'm like, let me get out of here. So
yeah, I used to
Yeah.
work at restaurants too. I used to work at Pizza Hut event. Well, it's not a regular restaurant, but food places. Pizza Hut events. When I was younger, I started working. I was like 16. I used to work for like legendary events, and they used to have events like Saturdays and Fridays where you could go and make some money, but you didn't have to really serve them. Like the food was already I don't know what it's called, but it's already placed for them to. You just have to go actually
Platter-plattered.
bring. Yeah, you just have to bring it to them. Which was easier. But it was cool, man. I feel like the food industry, that's a complicated one for sure. I feel like if I own something, it'd probably just be like a Chick-fil-A one day, or like a Smoothie King, but nothing crazy, nothing where like I feel like, dude, that was a wild one, man. But Brandon, so going back into it, so what do you feel like are some of the for people that want to become, managers or eventually lead a team like you did?
Yeah.
What do you think are some of the qualities that you feel people need to have, or maybe even learn, or gain? What do you feel like, some of the things or any advice that you have for people that want to become managers, or because some people like that, like that role and enjoy that. So anything that you have for people out there, you can share with them that you felt like maybe helped you as well.
Absolutely, man. So with managing, anybody can do it. But what makes a manager great is being able to be a leader. So I think, obviously, just some general stuff, you got to, obviously know whatever industry you're in, you have to be able to handle a lot of tasks at one time.
Right.
But I think the most important thing in leadership is putting your team first and getting, because if you take care of your people around you, you're going to go a lot further
Gotcha.
than just by yourself. If you make
Right.
it all about yourself, then that's just, you're going to burn out quickly and you're not going to get as far as you can. But being able to, multitask, get things done and also keeping the people around you good,
Right.
you'll go a long way with that.
Yeah, that's cool. I think that's important, like taking care of your team, because then they'll take care of you. You know what I mean?
Because you can't do it by yourself, man.
Right.
And if you try, you're just gonna fail.
Yeah.
So you got to make sure you got a solid team, and she sees that now. She has a team around her and everything like that. So she kind of does that now as well. But I think that's one of the most important things you can do for leadership.
Yeah. So what about you, Adri? Since you're taking care of the team now, what do you feel like are some qualities or like maybe leadership roles that you need to have when you lead a team, especially in the business world and in your case, real estate and stuff?
I would say that in this industry, in like the real estate industry, there's not very many coaches. Like there's not very many people that are going to teach you or want to teach you. I think it's unfortunately, like it's a very competitive industry. So it's hard to find a mentor. It's hard to find. And it was hard for me to get that in the beginning. I kind of feel like I had to just jump right into it. I didn't get like somebody to walk with me.
Right.
So I like to be able to offer that to the people that are working with me now, because I didn't get that. And those are my values. So my values is like I treat people the way I would want to be treated.
Gotcha.
But it's hard to find somebody who will coach you in that way.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to do what I didn't get.
Yeah, so good. So I mean, find good people around you then, to help you out in that case. Man, thank you for that valuable knowledge, because that's really really good. That I'm telling you, man, you guys will help a lot of people with that. Whoever's listening or watching.